In the name of Allah, the Rahman and Rahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. It's our third class. Uh, it's on semantics, the types of meanings. Semantics is defined by various authors, like semantics is the study of meaning by Geoffrey Leach, very known linguist. In 1974 he defined semantics. Okay, another definition of semantics, we have discussed that semantics is the study of meanings of words, phrases and sentences, even utterances, meaning of utterances. Okay, so now semantics, uh, another definition of semantics, that is, semantics is the study of tool for meaning, that how we understand meanings, what are the tools, what are the various strategies that through which we can understand meanings, uh, like knowledge is encoded in the vocabulary of the language, how these vocabulary is understood by us. Another definition of semantics, the study of meaning, and since meaning is a part of language, yes, meaning is the very essential part of language. So the study of meaning is called semantics. Now, according to Leach, in semantics there are 7 types of meanings. The first one, denotative meaning, connotative meaning, stylistic meaning, affective meaning, reflected meaning, collocative meaning, and thematic meaning. According to him, he is making two distinction between meanings. Okay, the first one is conceptual meaning. Conceptual meaning means the literal meaning, the basic meaning we have discussed. And another type of meaning, which is associative meanings. Under the umbrella of associative meanings, he is placing the other 5 types of meanings, like connotative meanings, stylistic meaning, affective meaning, reflected meaning, collocative meaning. According to Leach, these are the subtypes of associative meanings. Okay, the first type is denotative meaning and thematic meaning. This is one group. Okay, and the 5 types, according to him, there are in total there are 7 types, but the first 2 are related to literal meanings, and the remaining 5 occur under the umbrella of associative meanings. Before going to discuss these various types of meanings, dear students, dear viewers, these are some of the important books you should search for your own, and these books will be very fruitful for you people by studying. While studying semantics, you will take a lot of help from these books, like semantics, a course book, another meaning and language. It's another important book. It's on semantics. Okay, introducing English semantics. That is another book. Okay, so now conceptual and thematic meaning. Thematic meaning is mainly a matter of choice between alternative grammatical constructions, that we have different structures, we have different choices. Okay, so the choice that we have, this study is called, this is the main concern of thematic meaning. Like, we can express our idea through various types, various structures in language. Like, the same idea is expressed in 2 sentences. Different structures are there. The first one, A man is waiting in the hall. The second, there is a man waiting in the hall. So the same message is conveyed, but different structures are used. So these different structures, these different choices, okay, among alternative grammatical constructions is called thematic meaning. Okay, thematic meaning is related to conceptual meaning. Associative meanings, okay, according to Leach, associative meanings is unstable meaning. Yes, it's clear, it's unstable meaning. It varies from person to person, from society to society, from student to student, from individual to individual, from age to age. This type of meaning is unstable. Variations are there because it depends on individual experience, individual knowledge, individual qualification, individual the way in area in which he or she lives. Associative meaning is different from conceptual meaning according to Jajul, according to this another very important book, okay, the study of language. Now it's the words meaning that is still related to other words, like conceptual meaning is the lexical or literal meanings, okay, while associative meaning is unstable meaning and it has variant meaning from conceptual meanings. Difference is there. We are not taking the literal meaning when we are making association, when we are making connection or relation. We are taking the other side, okay. We have no concern with the literal meaning of words or the dictionary meaning of words or the words own meanings, while we are taking help from the context, from the society, from the culture, from the background, from the circumstances, while taking associative meaning of words. Like a needle is thin, sharp instrument, we have discussed. These words are related to the conceptual meanings. Like you can guess, okay. Like needle is the basic meaning is different, the literal meanings are different from the associative meaning. So now with needle we are having various association, various relation, like we can relate it to pain, to illness, to blood, to drugs, okay, or something which is very difficult to find. Now types of associative meanings, like I said that earlier, according to Leach, there are 5 types of associative meanings. Firstly, there are 7 types of meanings, okay. The second, the sub distinction, the sub grouping, according to Leach, is there are 5 types of associative meaning. Like associative meanings are further divided into connotative meaning, stylistic meaning, affective meaning, reflected meaning, and collocative meaning. In this class, we will discuss the first three types of associative meanings. The first one, connotative meaning. Connotative, it's very much different. It's the very opposite of a denotative meaning. According to Leach, connotative meaning refers to what is communicated by virtue of what language refers to. Okay, we are not taking the very much the very words, the literal meaning of words, but we are understanding the sense to which sides we are referred by language, okay, to which thing we are referred by language, to which concept we are referred, we are communicated by virtue of language. It's over and above, okay, it's over and above the conceptual meanings. It is something more than the dictionary meaning. Yes, it's clear. Like it's the very opposite of denotative meaning. Denotative meanings are actually the dictionary meaning of words. Further, he is explaining that talking about connotative, actually talking about the real world, which associates the expression when someone use or heard it in their speech. Like, we have dictionaries, okay? We have different dictionaries designed in language. Like in dictionary we have words, we have vocabulary, we have meanings of those words. But we in associative meaning, in connotative meaning, we are not concerned, we have no concern with the words which are written, which are in which dictionaries are designed. But now we are taking those words and applying those words in real life, like we are using, like we are when we are using those words in our social life, when we are taking help from those words. Question for you people: find examples for associative meaning of words from associative meanings from poetry. Okay, like poets, they are using yesterday we have discussed that it's the job of poets, songwriters, novelists, okay, critics, literary critics, they are taking help from associative meanings. So you should search for your own that what are the examples of associative meanings. Now think over it and make association, okay, make connection. Like we have flowers, different flowers are there, and there is butterfly. What you associate, what associations you are making? Like we are making relation with things, okay, we have relation of words with the things. Like we have word flower, word flower is there, and word butterfly is there. But now in this picture, in this image, what association we can make? What are the possible association for us? It's your job, think over it. Connotative meaning, this type of meaning is relatively unstable from age to age. Yes, these are not stable, these are unstable, okay. Like from age to age it varies, from society to society, and from personal experience. Yes, you will be having more experience than the other person, you will be having more, like you can make a person, one person can make many association with one word, like another is making very less association because of lack of experience or lack of knowledge. It is more open ended. Yes, it is more open ended. It's not like these meaning, like connotative meanings are not restricted to the dictionary, okay, and these are open ended. The real world value is perceived in terms of like real world value is perceived, so society culture based knowledge is required. Norms, social norms and rules, these terms are only the same in the conceptual meaning but have difference in those senses. Yes, sense is different. Like for example, the word woman, conceptually it is human, okay, it's a name for human being, female and adult. Then it reflects to the real world as experienced in having experience in cookery, like culinary skills, cooking skills, okay, skirt or dress wearing, emotional, motherly, kind hearted and friendly. Like we are making different association with the word woman. with women. Okay, we have different association, like she is the beauty of man. Okay, and she is beautifying herself for men. So we are making different association, like she is very like she is living in uh, inside the home, okay, under the boundary wall of buildings. We are making association like she is very feeble, very weak, not strong as man is strong, and she is controlled by a man in society. So these are different association with the word woman. When we are hearing a word woman, we have different association with these words. Ultimately, or very suddenly, these associations are coming to our mind. Now the second one, the second type of associative meaning is stylistic meaning. Like we know that we are using language in society, we use in communication, we use language in communication is related to the social circumstances of the speaker's culture. Yes, when we are using, when a person is using a language, there is a reflection of his or her culture. This is because the dialects appear from variety backgrounds of life. Like when two persons of speaking are speaking, they have different backgrounds. They are their dialects are different. This difference, there is difference of tone. Yes, style. There is differences occur in style or choice of words. Yes, these all things are counted in stylistic meaning. Like what is the style of a speaker when he or she is speaking. So that's why social meaning, like stylistic meaning is social meaning. Okay, stylistic meaning is also called social meaning. And social meaning, the definition for social meaning is, social meaning is a piece of language conveys about the social circumstances of language use. Like in social circumstances we are using language. Okay, in society we are using language. Language communication through language is not taking place in vacuum, but we are using language in society. When language is used in society, when social norms are taken into account, so it means that we are taking help from stylistic meaning of words. Social meaning, that is like we have a style, like we have English style. Okay, different styles are there. These are different factors through which we can determine the stylistic meaning of words. Individuality is there. Dialect, yes, dialect is there. Like when two persons are speaking, one is Pakistani and another one is from England, so there will be, ultimately there will be different dialects because they have different background. They are from various backgrounds. They have their tone will be different, their intonation, their pattern of speaking will be different. We can easily recognize, like period, in which period we like the English which was spoken, okay, in 19th century. Like we have old English version, we have new English, we have modern English. So differences are there due to period. Delivery of data, the medium, speech, or like sometimes we are speaking, sometimes we are writing. In writing, these things also count. According to another sentence, stylistic meaning is a branch of effective meaning. Yes, this is a branch of, this is a subtype of effective meaning. We will discuss effective meaning. This type of meaning reflects the personal feeling or attitude of the speaker towards the listener. Yes, to whom he is speaking. Like when a boss is speaking to his servant, his subordinate, there will be difference in his tone, okay, his intonation will be different. While uh, like uh, when the subordinate is speaking to or he or she is speaking in front of his or her boss, so there will be different intonation. His or her style of speaking will be different, okay, maybe more polite, more more intention will be there, okay. So these things occur in stylistic meaning of words. Like things are there, voice, intonation, okay, interjection. When we are saying when someone is saying, okay, I hate you, I love you, I like you, so intonation is counted here. Examples are there, like steed, horse, nag, gg. These all words are same, okay. In meaning wise, steed means horse, horse is there, nag is there, gg. They are in they are same conceptually, but actually they belong to context. Steed is a poetic, okay, stead is a poetic in style and would be appropriate in literary work about the knights of the ground, okay. It refers to the riding of horse by knights. When they are riding horse, stead word is used for them. Neg is a slang, okay, slang. Slang means words which are used by native speakers or by second language learners or users in streets, okay, in daily life. Is normally used only in colloquial English. Yes, colloquial means in street language, okay. Neg is it means that it's informal word. Yes, slangs refers to informal words. GG belongs to, like, the language of the children. They are using language, the same language is used by, like, the same language is used by different class of people, age wise they are different. Steed in poetry we are using, neg is used in street language. In gg, it's a language, these words are used by children, but ultimately these three words having same meanings. Affective meaning. Affective meaning, language is used to express personal feelings, like we have confirmed that stylistic meaning is the branch of affective meaning. Now, what is affective meaning? Language is used to express personal feelings or attitude to the listener, towards listener. For Leach, it is a kind of language which reflects the personal feelings of the speaker or writer, including his attitude to the listener or his attitude to something that is uttered. Yes. What is the attitude? When attitude is reflected while speaking to a person, while writing to a person, when there is the involvement of attitude, so this meaning is reflected, effective meanings. It is expressing or communicating emotion. Yes, emotions are there, feelings are there, because effective meanings are associated with emotions, with feelings of the speaker about something that is happened according to its situation. Like in different situation we have different feelings, we have different emotions, we have different thoughts. Likewise, when we are using language in different situations, so we have different emotions, we have different feelings, then we are taking help from effective meanings. The main function of effective meaning is to express the emotion since it is relatively closer to emotive devices like poetic, okay, phonetic, sorry, lexical and syntactic devices. These are different emotive devices. Through these devices, we can express our feelings, our emotions. Effective meaning, the tone of voice is really important to show the emotion, since the listener will understand when we are angry, bad, sad, or happy through the intonation of the speaker. Yes, through the intonation, through his or her voice, through his or her tone, the we can understand that a person who is speaking is sad, is unhappy, or he or she is happy, or he or she is sad, or he or she is angry mood. So the way he or she speaks, in the same way the listeners, they can understand, they can infer the attitude of the speaker, that he is in bad situation, or he is in very good situation, or he is enjoying the situation, or he is not enjoying the situation. For example, excuse me, I think it would be better if you open the window. So now there is excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. Like, different style can make different meaning. Like you are excusing something to someone, you are excusing. So the utterance is supposed to be very polite, okay? You should give very polite impression to that very person to whom who is in the position, okay, who is in high position. You are seeking help from that very person. So excuse me, excuse me. So your intonation, your tone is very much important here. Any question, please? Any reflection? You can ask me. You are welcome to ask questions, okay? You can comment, you can ask me in comments, okay? Later on I'll explain the same thing, explain the concept in which you are you are not clear, okay? You should ask. Thanks, you are welcome. We will discuss in our next class the later two types of meanings. Like we have discussed the three types, the three subtypes of meanings, the three subtypes of associative meanings. We will discuss the remaining two. Thank you for watching.